Listen, if you're thinking about moving to Columbus, Ohio, you need to understand something right now. Not all areas are created equal. Some are already expensive, already crowded, already peaked, but others, they're quietly setting up for massive growth in 2026, and most people have no idea it's happening yet. And the difference between getting in early or showing up late could literally cost you tens of thousands of dollars. So in this video, I'm going to break down 5 areas around Columbus that are about to explode based on what I'm seeing every single day in the market. And trust me, number 3, that's going to surprise you. Now, let's start with one I know extremely well, Pataskala and Etna. And I'm going to say something most agents won't say yet. This area is already heating up, and most people still think it hasn't started. Here's what I'm seeing in the data right now. Over the last few months, the average home price is sitting around $447,000. Homes are selling at 99% of the list price, and we're seeing properties move in around 58 days on average. Now, on the surface, that might not sound crazy, but here's what matters. That's stability plus demand at the same time. Because when homes are consistently selling near asking price, that means buyers aren't stepping in without heavy discounts. And when you combine that with 38 homes already under contract, only about 31 active listings, that tells you supply is tight relative to demand. But here's the part most people miss. This isn't just about what the market is doing today, it's about what's about to happen next. Because right now, you've got Intel driving long-term job growth, you've got infrastructure expanding, and you've got builders quietly positioning for future demand. And here's the key signal. Even with all of that, price per square foot is still hovering around $200 to $210. And that is cheap compared to where this market is going. So what does that mean for you? It means this. You're looking at a market where demand is already steady. Supply is still relatively limited, and a massive economic driver hasn't fully hit yet. That's the definition of a market that doesn't stay affordable. And this is exactly why I keep telling people, if you're even considering Pataskala or Etna, you don't wait until it feels hot, because by then it's already too late. The people who win in markets like this are the ones who move before it's obvious. Next up, Hilliard and the West Side. And this one, this is not an emerging market. This is a market already in motion. Let me show you what I mean. Right now, the average home price is around $437,000. And homes are selling at 101% of the list price, and they're moving in just 36 days on average. Let me translate that for you. Buyers are not negotiating down. They're competing. Because when homes sell over asking price, that's not a balanced market. That's pressure. Now, layer this in. 675 homes have sold recently compared to just 142 currently active. That's a massive volume of demand already flowing through this area. This isn't speculation. This is proof of movement. Here's the shift that matters. Hilliard is becoming the pressure valve release of Dublin, because buyers look at Dublin, they see the prices, and then they slide west. Same access, similar lifestyle, better entry point, and that creates a chain reaction. Now here's where it gets interesting. Even with all that demand, price per square foot is still sitting around $230, which means the market is hot but not maxed out, and that's a rare combination. Most markets are either cheap and slow or expensive and competitive. This one is competitive, still has room to grow. And when you combine strong schools, established infrastructure, high transaction volume, buyers getting priced out of nearby markets, you don't get a temporary spike, you get sustained growth. So if you're looking at Hilliard and thinking, did I miss it? Answer is, you didn't miss it, but you're not early anymore either. You're in that window where you can still make a smart move, but hesitation, that's where people start losing. Now, this is the one most people are still getting completely wrong. Johnstown. Everyone talks about Intel, but very few people are actually looking at what the market is doing right now. And here's what the numbers are telling us. The average list price is pushing $740,000, and the average sold price is closer to $519,000. Homes are selling at about 96% of list price, and they're taking around 60 days to sell. Now, if you don't understand the market, you might look at that and think, this area is struggling. That would be a mistake. What you're actually seeing is this. Sellers are pricing ahead of the market and buyers are catching up. That gap between list price and sold price, that's not weakness, that's transition. Because look at this. Only 44 homes have actually closed, but you have 33 actives, 15 contingent, and 11 pending. And that's a pipeline building. And when you zoom out even further, you've got homes ranging all the way up to $5 million at list price. Let that sink in. That doesn't happen in a stable, slow market. That happens when people are betting on the future. Now, let's talk about Intel, because yes, it matters, but not the way most people think. Intel isn't just bringing jobs. It's bringing layers of demand, suppliers, contractors, engineers, retail, and infrastructure. And here's the part people underestimate. The people buying today aren't the last wave. They're the first wave. So here's what's likely to happen. Right now, the market feels uneven. Prices are scattered. Days on market are inconsistent and buyers are cautious. That's normal because the market is trying to figure out where it belongs. But when the clarity hits, prices don't slowly climb. They adjust fast. So if you're looking at Johnstown and thinking, I'll wait till it stabilizes, understand what that really means. You're waiting until the upside is already gone. Because the best opportunities don't feel obvious. They feel uncertain. I'm not watching Johnstown to see if it grows. I'm watching to see how fast it happens. Next up, Canal, Winchester. And this is where buyers can make a really expensive mistake if they don't know what they're looking at. Because Canal, Winchester is not just one simple market. You've got homes inside Canal, Winchester mailing addresses that could fall into different school districts. Bloom Carroll, Canal, Winchester, Columbus City Schools, Pickerington, and Groveport Madison. And that matters a lot because two homes can both say Canal, Winchester online, but the pricing, buyer demand, resale value, and long-term appeal can be completely different depending on the school district and exact location. Now, look at the full market. Across Canal, Winchester, the average sold price is around $388,000, and homes are selling for about 99% of the list price, and they're moving in about 42 days on average. And that tells me this market is healthy. Not insane, not dead, healthy. But here's where it gets interesting. Canal, Winchester has 196 recent closed sales compared to 41 active listings. That means there's real buyer demand moving through this market. But unlike some of the hotter suburbs, buyers still have room to be strategic. This is not Dublin level chaos. This is more of a value and growth market. And that's exactly why I think Canal, Winchester belongs on this list. You still have affordability compared to many central Ohio suburbs. You still have access to Southeast Columbus growth. You have newer construction in certain pockets. And you have multiple buyer profiles looking here. First-time buyers, move-up buyers, families wanting more space, people priced out of Pickerington or Grove City, and buyers who want suburban living without getting crushed by the west side or northwest side pricing. But here's the warning. You cannot just shop Canal, Winchester by city name. That's lazy. You need to know which school district you're in. For example, homes in the Canal, Winchester School District are averaging around $390,000 sold, with homes selling at about 99% of the list price. The Columbus City Schools portion is closer to $383,000 sold and selling at about 100% of the list price, with faster movement around 36 days. Groveport Madison is averaging closer to $300,000 sold, which creates a more affordable entry point. Then you have smaller pockets like Bloom Carroll and Pickerington, where the numbers jump higher, but the sample sizes are much smaller. So the real opportunity here is not just buy Canal, Winchester. The real opportunity is buy the right pocket of Canal, Winchester. Because if this area keeps growing, the people who understand the micro markets are going to make better decisions than the people just clicking around on Zillow. And that's why Canal, Winchester could be quietly one of the smartest plays heading into 2026. It's still accessible, it still has demand, and it still has room. But it's complicated enough that uninformed buyers can mess it up. And that's exactly where having the right local guidance matters. Canal, Winchester is the kind of place where the wrong search filter can cost you money. Last on the list, Franklinton, and downtown Columbus. And I need to be very clear on this one. This is not the safest market on the list. This is not the easiest market on the list, but it may be the most interesting long-term place. Because when you look at the data, this market is messy. Right now, the average sold price is $461,000. Homes and condos are selling at about 97% of list price. And they're taking around 100 days on market. So compared to Hilliard, Pataskala, or Canal, Winchester, this is slower. Buyers have more leverage here. Sellers are not getting everything they want, and that tells us something important. This market has upside, but it's not automatic. Here's what jumps out to me. There are 215 active listings compared to 190 recent closed sales, and that means buyers have options. But look at the price range. You've got properties listed from $65,000 all the way to $3.795 million. And that is a massive spread. And that tells me this area is not one clean, simple market. You've got condos, renovated homes, new construction, luxury units, investor properties, and properties that still need a lot of work. So if you just say downtown is growing, you're being too vague. The real opportunity is buying the right product in the right pocket at the right price. Here's why I still have it on this list. Franklinton and downtown Columbus are tied to things that matter long term. Walkability, restaurants, entertainment, jobs, young professionals, development, and urban revitalization. And in real estate, areas usually don't look polished before they grow. They look uneven. They look confusing. They look like some properties are overpriced, some are underpriced, and some sellers are trying to guess the future before buyers are ready to pay for it. That's exactly what this data looks like. But this is where people can get hurt. If you overpay in Franklinton or downtown because you think everything is going up, you could sit. The market is averaging around 100 days on market for closed properties, and active listings are averaging over 80 days. So this is not a market where you blindly throw money at anything with a downtown zip code. You need strategy, you need patience, and you need to know the difference between a true opportunity and a seller who is just fishing for a premium. So if Hilliard is momentum, Pataskala and Etna are growth, Johnstown is speculation with upside, Canal, Winchester is a value play, Franklinton and downtown are the long-term urban bet. And that bet can pay off, but only if you buy smart. This is the kind of market where the right purchase could look brilliant in 5 years, and the wrong one could just sit there, collecting dust and HOA fees. So don't buy the headline, buy the numbers. Franklinton and downtown aren't for emotional buyers, they're for strategic buyers. All right, so here's the bottom line. Columbus isn't just growing, it's shifting. And the people who understand where it's going, not just where it's been, are the ones who win markets like this. If you found this helpful, I've got a few other videos you need to watch next. I break down which Columbus suburbs are actually worth it long term. I compare Dublin versus New Albany so you don't make a $100,000 mistake. And I've got a full video on why people are quietly moving to Columbus right now. Don't just watch one video and guess, go deeper. And if you're even thinking about making a move to Columbus or Central Ohio, reach out. I'll help you figure it out, where you should be looking, what you should avoid, and how to make the smartest move possible in this market. Call or text me, 740-480-3778. Go visit my website, look at houses there. They went to jared.kw.com. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel because I'm putting out videos every single week breaking down what's actually happening here. So when you're ready to make a move, you already know exactly what to do.